Hello and welcome, my friends, to the Kindred StitchFolk. I am Emily. I am a cross stitcher, a knitter, a crocheter, a mom, a therapist, a mental health therapist. Let's see, an aspiring local needlework or cross stitch store owner, LNS, needlework, local needlework store. And we will talk about that later. And somebody who has currently been really struggling to create YouTube videos. Welcome to my downstairs, where we literally have everything we own stacked up. That's everything we own except for our couch, which is currently in the garage. Otherwise, and our clothes and some of Jimmy's toys are upstairs. Otherwise, this is everything we own down here. Oh, yeah. I am so grateful to my in-laws for giving me this opportunity, to live in their home while they are out of town so that we can sell our condo. It's been such a blessing. So many wonderful things have happened because of this. It's great. It's been so great. So, some life updates with me. We're going to start off with that because I'm here to announce that I will be off of YouTube for 5 to 6 weeks. This will be my last video for quite a while. My parents bought tickets for my son and I to come down and travel with them in their motorhome. They are currently in the lower 48 for the winter in their motorhome traveling around. And they bought us tickets and we're leaving this week to go see them for 3 weeks. And it's going to be so much fun. We're going to go to the Redwoods. We're going to go to the West Coast and visit lots of beaches. We're going to do a lot of exploring. We're going to visit some towns that I haven't seen since I was a baby. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. And just so you know, my nail's bothering me. So yeah, I'm picking at it. Then when I get back, I saw my surgeon this last week, and it has been determined that I need additional surgery on my leg. And so I will be going into surgery the week after we return from our trip. Luckily, my mom will be coming back with us for some family functions that we have planned that week. And also, luckily, my surgery takes place literally the day after all of those events end. And so I can still participate in the family events and then be laid up. And my mom plans on caring for my son. For this surgery, they've said that I have to lay flat for 7 to 8, or was it 9? I'm not positive, hours. Because this time what they want to do is they want to leave my incision open and monitor me very closely to make sure that they don't have to go back in again. At the end of the day, if they've deemed that I am good, then they will close the incision and I can go home. Whew. So there you go. So I plan on probably being laid up on that one for a week or 2. I'm not positive. I have no idea, because the last time I had surgery, it was about a month before I even felt I didn't even feel human at that point, but like aware of my surroundings. I don't even know what to say about that. It was a rough surgery. Rough. So we'll just take things as it goes. And then at the end of this video, I will give you some plans or updates on how it's going for me to launch the Kindred StitchFolk needle workshop. Because I've got a lot of plans. I've been doing a lot of stuff in the background, and I'm talking a lot. So we'll get into it. In the meantime, some of the things that I worked on this month was I redid or recharted, if you will, or redesigned my Wipgo board for 2026. And I made it my own. I went into Canva and I created this board because the one I was working off of was a template from somebody else that I got for free. But the background had all these weird splotches going all over the place, and I couldn't read my own writing. So it just wasn't working for me. I was getting really frustrated. So I went back in and just charted everything. So I'm going to read off to you what I've worked on and what's been called for 2026. In January, I worked on my Patriotic Small, which was my Liberty Barn by Waxing Moon Designs. Also in January, I worked on my Santa Bear stamped kit project. Then in February, I worked on my Dino Neon Jeep stamped kit project and the patriotic flag, and I can never remember the name of it. It's the Quinn Bicentennial. I'm going to pull it up for you really quick because it drives me crazy that I can never get this name. And I really love this project. You saw it last episode, but still, am I going to bring it up for you? I sure am. Yeah, you bet. Okay, so it's the semi-quincentennial flag, and you can get this on Etsy. I think it was pretty reasonably priced. I'm trying to see. Sometimes I can see information. I forget who this is by, but just look up semi-quincentennial flag on Etsy, and I think it will come up pretty easy. So I worked on that. And did I say the other thing I worked on in March? What other thing did I work on in March? Oh, no, those were February. So in March, what I worked on was my Inconceivable Sampler and my Louisa May Alcott saying. Now, for all of anything that's called for Wipgo, my goal is to either work on the project 5 times and or complete 500 to 1,000 stitches. 500 being the minimum, 1,000 being aspirational. Anything above 1,000, girl, I'm rocking it, you know? So those are my goals. Now, I surpassed majorly my goals for March on my Inconceivable Sampler, and I am just a little bit over the 500 stitch count for my Louisa May Alcott, but I only worked on it 2 days. So there you go. Now for April, I am struggling a bit. The numbers for April were called. If you want to follow along with this, you can look up Wipgo, WIPGO, 2026 in Instagram. And there's an official page or account for that on Instagram. When I checked on Sunday, which was yesterday, that she hadn't updated the numbers for April, but I did know that she had done a YouTube video on it. So I just went back to YouTube and got the numbers there. So the numbers called were number 13, and you can call this unlucky or lucky number 13, because essentially you can choose what to do with it. You can make it a free space where you don't have to do anything. You can make it a free space you get carte blanche to work on whatever you want. What I did was I put new start. So I get to do a new start, which I have so many ideas and desires for new starts that just one? Are you kidding me? Oh. The other 2 numbers that were called was number 14 and I put that down as Jingle Bell Ball, which meant to me to work on any of the kits that I got for the classes of the Jingle Bell Ball. I don't want to. None of those are calling to me. I don't want to work on Christmas stuff right now. Just, don't want to. So I don't know if I'll do that. This is my board, my rules. I can do whatever I want. If I decide, I'll just change number 14 to whatever I want to work on. Okay? Which right now, I really only want to work on my Inconceivable Sampler. So that could be what it's changed to. The other one that was called was number 6, which is my Rio de Janeiro stitch for my brother Eli. I also don't want to work on that one. However, whenever I do work on that one, I really enjoy it. So I have a feeling that I just need to get stuck in and I'll be good. Hi, darling.
I want hugs.
You want hugs? Oh, that's a really good hug. Oh. You want to say hi?
I don't want to say hi.
Okay, you don't have to. So, some of the other things that I worked on,
I want to hug my friend.
You want to say hello, my friends? Okay, come here. Come here. Everybody loves seeing my... Oh, he's getting so heavy. Oh, you want to show them this?
I want this.
Oh, you want this?
No, this.
This? Oh, it fell. That's what I was trying to give you, baby.
I want this.
I don't know what this is. You want the battery? No, you can't have the battery. You want my water?
No, it's not the fire. I my water. What a good.
What happened? I got water on you. All right, come on. Say hello.
No, I don't want to hello.
You gotta go and see Daddy because Mommy's recording her videos.
I want
Either that or you gotta be nice and quiet and gentle, okay?
Okay.
All right, I love you, baby. So one of the things that I worked on this last month was sorry, he jiggled me while I was drinking my water and now it's everywhere. I created an Excel sheet in my Google Excel or whatever, Google Cells, I don't know what they call it. And I've listed out all of my projects that I have going that are current WIPs just for cross stitch. I've listed out things like what the project's named, a brief description of what it is, who designed it, what I plan on doing with it when it's completed, if it's a gift, if it's for wall art, if it's a pillow, whatever it is, if I knew what it was. What size I felt the piece was, and that was a total decision by Emily. How much I paid for it, if I knew. How many stitches I've completed on it so far. And lastly, my priority list. So I've got low, medium, and high. High, you guys all know what all those mean. Most of my things are listed as low to medium. I've only got one high. What's my one high? Awesome pattern. Oh, that's Eli's Rio de Janeiro. Ironically, that's what was called this month. So, there you go. So I did that. I'm so proud of myself. That took me hours to do. Hours. Not just to gather all of my projects, but to create the Excel file, figure out what in the world I wanted to track, and then gather all that said information that I had just thought to myself that would be good to track. Some of these things I ended up not even filling out, like pattern link. I've never put any of the pattern links in there. And then there was something else I didn't use. What was that one? Oh, estimated time to complete. Like, how long do I think it will take me to complete this project? I have no freaking idea, so I just never used that column. Sorry, I thought I had a lot more water in there, so it wouldn't. I kept on thinking it was going to splash on me. Apparently I don't. I've drunk a lot of water today, apparently. So that's what I've been working on. And then one big cool thing that I did that I am quite proud of myself for is I stitched or machine stitched that blanket that we talked on last episode that I said I would never be able to do. Well, guess what? I got to do it. So this isn't a huge blanket, but it is huge when you think about it being for Jimmy. I did create a little video that I posted on Instagram. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and insert that video here so you can see my journey. I had a mother's weekend, well, not a weekend, a night, away in which I stayed at our condo, which is completely empty. So I slept on an air mattress. I sat in our camping chairs. I ate TV dinners and I slept a great deal. Outside of that, I crafted. I created my Excel file that you just saw. I sewed that. And I didn't get any stitching done because that literally took me the entire day. And then my son was so upset that I was gone that I ended up just coming home instead of staying a second night. But I had so much fun. And it was so nice to feel so wanted, you know? So I'll insert that video here of how all of that went with me creating this blanket. Enjoy! I am so excited. I completed the quilt that I made for my little son, Jimmy, from Block Party Quilt Company. They are, I think, out of Utah. This was a very ambitious project for me because I have never worked with minky fabric. I have never tried to work with pre-printed fabric like this, you know. And so I pinned the life out of this with safety pins before I started stitching, and I still had some puckering, and I still struggled a bit. The entire quilting process for both the front and the back pieces took me about 2 hours to do. You see most of it here sped up to God knows how much time. But anyway, Then after I was done with that, I cut off the excess fabric around the edge, which I tried to be very careful about so I could save it for another project. I have no idea what one. But then, see, this is what Minky does. Look at all that lint. So I took it outside and shook it so that all of it's gone. Then I came back in and I turned it inside out, and then I very carefully arranged all the edges and the corners and pinned it all in place. And then I came back in and I overstitched around the edges again, and here's the finished project. So, as you saw, I made some mistakes. Sewing Minky fabric is really hard. Oh my gosh. Like, everybody was saying it was hard, and I was thinking to myself, I think they're over-exaggerating it. No, they're under talking about it. Like, they just say that it's hard. They don't talk about, like, especially if you're a novice sewer, like myself, how really hard it is to get this fabric to do what you need it to do. So it's a janky blanket, but my son loves it. He loves it. So I'm so happy. We spend a lot of time when I put him to bed. He likes to find his favorite things on there, like the fire trucks, the policemen, the video game controllers, things like that. He likes, and more and more. It's just so much fun. So I'm so proud of myself for doing that. All right, now on to what I've been stitching on in the month of March. I know what month we're in. What do I have on my chin? You guys want to act like my mirror for just a second? What is that? Am I getting a pimple? I never get pimples. Wouldn't surprise me. I'm so stressed right now. So the first thing and the major thing that I concentrated on for the month of March was is my Inconceivable Sampler. Sorry, it's a big file, so Markup RXP just was able to pull it up now. So there we go. Let's see. Do I want to go this way? Maybe I can see it better. Does that work? Let's see. Does that work at all? No, it just goes sideways some more. Okay, so this is it here, and it's amazing. It is so amazing. So what I concentrated on for the month of March is stitching the borders. And that was a big feat. That was a lot of counting, a lot of triple and quadruple and sometimes 10 times checking that I got things right, and then checking it again, because I cannot do this all over again. At this moment, I have stitched 5,268 stitches, and there's still left to do 30,949 stitches. This thing down here of how much time I've actually stitched on it is so inaccurate. So inaccurate. I think it's because I would stitch a whole bunch and then I would come back and just mark off a whole bunch all at once. So it was thinking like, oh, that only took Emily a minute to stitch, 50 stitches. No, it did not. No, it did not. But currently I'm at 14.55%. Not shabby at all. At all. So let me show you what this bad boy's looking like. And of course I've got a thread with floss in it. I created my own stitch marker out of Scrabble, and so it's my initials there. And this is what it looks like. So it is big. Look at that. It's as big as me wide, so my shoulder width. And then it goes down. Well, actually, yeah, it goes down. Well, that's a little above my waist. Holy cow. But then, of course, you have to take into account the boobage area. So it's probably, if I was flat-chested, it would be below my waist. But this is what I have done. I have had to unpick quite a lot many times, but I've got it. So where am I at now? Because you might think that I'm actually done with the border, but you would be wrong, my friends, because what I did was around the outside, I did the top row border and went all the way around with that top row and only did the half stitch, a tent stitch all the way around to make sure that I got all of my counts right. Then when I got all of this middle done, finally it was time to do the edges again. So I went around once and completed all of the half stitches for the, because it's a double width border, so it's 2 lines down. Right now what I am on is I am now going around the entire width of the piece and doing that inside stitch border. Again, right now I am just working tent stitches because it's very satisfying to me. So I have currently tent stitched the top row, this side row, and I am all the way down here about to finish the bottom row to come back up and do this one, and then I will go back around and finish that. I'm kind of thinking I want to save that stitching in particular for the airplane, but at the same time, when I tell you guys that I think about this stitch nonstop, and when I am not stitching on it, I feel a lack, like a part of me is missing. And I'm only working on the border, for heaven's sakes. What am I going to feel like when I get to the details? Okay, now, this is the time when I need, well, I would like your support. You might be able to answer before it is actually time for me to have the final choice to stitch on. If you are not aware, I am working on this on a mystery Aida cloth. It is 16 count. I do know that because I have a handy dandy ruler that tells me. Then the floss that I'm using is Sulky for this, Sulky as in S-U-L-K-Y on 12 weight. And the blue is color 1197. Let's get that in nice and close. I'm hoping I'm getting this. There it is. So that's what I'm using for the blue. And this is my second bobbin just to do the border. And there is like, how many yards? It tells you on here somewhere. It's 100% cotton. 12 weight petites, made in Italy. Long staple cotton. So 50 yards in each spool. So I have gone through 50 yards so far just to do the border. Now here's where I am struggling. I know that I want to stitch the inside, the details of this piece, which again, let me remind you what that looks like. I want to stitch all of that, the details, in brown. And I have multiple ideas. Here are the 2 sulky browns that I pulled that I really like. So this one is a more gold, actually, look, it's about the same color as my ceiling. This one is like a deep chocolate cocoa with a little bit of purple in it, I feel like. This is what they look up like next to the fabric. So here is the chocolate. Oops. Here is the chocolate, which just looks black now that I'm doing this. Let's see what it looks like if I bring it up close. There you go. How about that? And then here is the lighter one. Now, I love both. Seriously love both. My husband and I have even gone back and forth debating on which one is better. We both think that color-wise, this gold will work better. Here's the thing though. I've only got 2 spools of that one, which is color 1056 And I've only got 2 spools of that. Now, in the chocolate, though, I have 3 spools. Now, I can easily order more. I even have a wholesale account with Sulky, and there's no minimum order. There's really no problem here. Why am I making it a problem? You tell me. But I have 3 spools of the chocolate, which is color 1130. Here's the thing. I can either stitch everything in this brown, in one of the browns, or I can combine the 2 browns and stitch different elements. Like, for instance, if I was stitching, what in the world? Where am I here? So if I was stitching the Cliffs of Insanity, I might stitch that all in the chocolate brown, and then the people on the top in the golden brown. But if I was stitching here, as you wish, is that what they're saying there? Yeah, as you wish, I might stitch one of them in the golden and one in the chocolate. And who knows what I would stitch the words in. Maybe go back to blue. I don't even know. There's too many decisions to make. This is not a life or death situation, Emily. Why are you making it that? It's just I like all of my ideas and I don't know where to go. So comment below, please, on what you think. Chocolate brown, golden brown, or mix. Let me know, okay? So that's what I've worked on as far as the Inconceivable. Oh, there's a project upstairs that I totally forgot that I've worked on and I didn't bring it down. So I'm gonna have to go, I have to go upstairs anyway and get the projects called for April, so it's no big deal. Okay, so that's what I worked on there. Seriously, I cannot stop thinking about that project. Cannot. Then the other thing that I worked on was my Luisa May Alcott quote. There it is. And we had a deep conversation about this last time, also about colors or floss colors and things to use. I've made decisions. So here is the picture for that. Oh, for heaven's sakes, come on. Come on. There you go. And as you will see, I have everything, all the top words done, the actual quote done. That's all I've done. And that means I have completed 530 stitches and I am currently at 35.24% done. And again, my hours stitched on it is a lie. But like I said, I only stitched on it for 2 days. Saturday and Sunday. First day I stitched 290, second day I stitched 240. That's all I stitched on it this month. And I only did that was because I had to force myself to do it in order to meet my goals. But once I started in on it, it wasn't bad. So first I'm going to remind you what the first one looks like that I did from Luisa May Alcott. And these are my favorite color combinations, as you can tell, because I'm practically using the same color combinations on my Inconceivable Sal. I mean, you know, I tell people that my favorite color is purple. It's a total lie. It's a total lie. I have 3 favorite colors, and I really struggle if not all of them aren't present at all times. But here we are with my second one. So what I am now going to do, so I've stitched all the letters in 939. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to stitch all of the acorns and everything in the gold. And at that point, I'm going to decide how I'm going to stitch the bird. If it's going to all be in gold, if it's going to be a combination, if it's all going to be in blue, I'm letting myself roll with it. So as a reminder, yet again, because I can't seem to have to keep on reminding you guys what things look like. So I know now, oh, what did I do? So I know now that all of these acorns on the top and bottom are going to be in gold. And I'm thinking the bird is going to be in blue and the branch in gold. And then obviously Luisa May Alcott in blue. That's what I'm currently thinking. We shall see how it goes. I'm really liking it. I hate stitching letters, which is probably why I will never do an actual true sampler. So yes, that is that. All right, now I need to run upstairs and get the last thing that I've stitched on, plus the 2 things that I did not bring down that are called for April. Be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. So the other thing that I forgot to mention that I did, some of my, while on my little overnight mother's getaway, is that I labeled all of these. I've been, all of my bags, which I've had labeled some of them, but a great portion of them had not been labeled, so that I can just look at it and say, oh, this is Rio de Janeiro for Eli, and I started it in November of 2025. I am working on designing some project cards on Canva to add into every single one. I'm actually finding it really difficult. Like, I want to add in, wow, that sun is a weird, there's a lot of information that I want to add on my project cards, but I want to keep my project cards to like 5x8 size at most. Anyway, so here is Rio de Janeiro. Okay, here, let me pull that out because that glare is just not working. This is by Awesome Pattern Company, which I have mentioned multiple times that I adore them. And I do have a wholesale account with them. Why is this not coming out? There we go. That's what I'm stitching on for my brother Eli. I'm in this area here right now. So this was a restart. So I hadn't actually started this in in November. Actually, before I leave on my trip, I want to put it in a different hoop because this one is not working. This is an off-brand, trying to be a nerd hoop, and it's not working. It does not keep the tension at all. But this is what I have gotten up to so far on this piece. And it's so pretty, and the colors are so gorgeous, and my brother's going to love it. And when I stitch on it, I love it. I was successful in importing the scanned paper copy into Markup XP, so I am working from Markup XP. So actually, speaking of, let's see how many stitches I have done, where I'm starting from. Oh, I forgot to show you the other piece that I was working on in March, so we got to do that. So once I finish with this one, I will go back and show you the other piece. That's the holiday one. There it is. Rio de Janeiro, Rio de Janeiro. If any of you don't know, my brother served his mission in Rio, and he has a great love for those people. So on my restart, I have 1,372 stitches done at 21.01%. So that means it's going pretty fast, actually. So I just need to get going on it. I need to not feel grumbly about being pulled away from my Inconceivable Sampler and understand that it's not going anywhere, that I can come back to it whenever I want. And in fact, what I'm probably going to do is switch out the Jingle Bell Ball square for the Inconceivable Sampler so that I can keep working on it in the month of April. Because I'm just not tired of it yet, you know? Okay. So this is in a bag that I got from PT Bags on Etsy. It's very nice. I love it. It's a basic project bag, but it's very well made and put together. I like it a lot. All right, so speaking of, the last thing that I worked on in the month of March was my calendar stitch, my March stitch of houses. Didn't get very far in this one either because this has always been, these have been traditionally my car stitching this year so far. And I haven't had much time for car stitching, mainly because I can't drive very many days. My pain is too great that it makes it very difficult for me to actually drive. So I do minimal driving. Literally, I go when I pick up Jimmy from school. And I usually get there about 5 minutes early. If I'm not in a meeting with my coworkers, never with a client, then I will, if there's only 2 days a week that I'm not in a meeting when I'm picking up Jimmy, on those 2 days, I get to stitch. So I've probably gotten 6 days into this and 5 minutes each time. But here's what it looks like. I have stitched the brown and the tree brown. That is it. And believe me, I wanted to stitch a whole bunch more. So you can see that's what I've stitched. That's the back of the piece. But I've only got 1 or 2 days left, or maybe just today. Hold on, let's double check. Today is the 30th. Today and tomorrow is my last day to work on this for the month of March. I think what I'll do is I'll get in some of the stitching tonight. And then I will switch it over to April's house. And what I do with that is I switch over all of the supplies from the current month, which includes the needle minder that I made. So cute. And the needle and the threading bobbin and my scissors that I have. And I move that over to the next envelope in the series. And I will show that to you now. All of them are in this beautiful, I got all of these from, did I get this from Painted or 123 Stitch? Well, I'll tell you what the next one when I pull it out right now. So April, look at that one. Isn't that gorgeous? Look how big the house is on this one. I might just start with the house on this one because on every other one I have started with the trees, but I really want to do the rabbit and the carrots. I want to do it all. What I don't want to do is the word April. But let's see. It says on here, so this all of these are on 16 count, and I got this from Fairy Cross Stitch. So I believe that is Painting Fairy Cross Stitch. And they have the whole series. I believe each kit cost me like $6, and I can't remember if that was a sale or if that was the actual price. I have not purchased any kits this year for myself. For my shop, yes, but for myself, not even from these guys. But for myself, no. I haven't purchased, I don't think I've purchased any patterns. I have purchased some floss, like the Sulky, for myself. But I don't think I've purchased, I think that's about it. I haven't purchased any fabric so far this year for myself. Yeah. Okay. That's not bad. I didn't realize I was doing so good. So from the Jingle Bell Ball, which is another one that was called, I have this bag that has a couple projects in it. One of which is the Hello from Liz Matthews kit for the snow globe. I started doing I'm stitching these on 22 count Aida in pure white. And I started working on one of the houses, and that's all I've done. And I really just don't want to stitch on it. It's so pretty though. Look how good my stitches are. I'm using one thread, and I'm stitching all of it with the kit thread that was included. I don't even know what other things I would stitch on for this. I believe these are these the threads? Oh yes, see, I even made my own floss keep out of a Christmas card, and I have all of the, I copied the chart, not the chart, the legend, and put it on here, and I put everything on here, which is very pretty. I did a pretty good job, didn't I? Getting all this together. This was for this, right? Or was it for the acorns by Liz? No, not Liz Matthews. The wreath, which I have the pattern. I have the pattern in Markup XP. So why am I trying to remember? So there it is. Whoops, went past it. Winter's Wreath from Robin Pickings. And then I'll show you the snow globes, because I've also got those in here, that pattern in here. Okay. And whoops, pictures. It's very pretty. So there's that one. So that's one of the ones. I think I've got 4 stitches in on that one. Not much. And then the snow globes. Come on, Emily, you can do this. Or actually, Markup XP, you can do this. Oh, I opened the wrong thing. Whoops. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Where's snow globes? There they are. Christmas snow globes. I'm sorry, guys. So boring. I know. Technology takes a little time. So, what do I need to do here? Can I make it smaller? Okay, I can make it smaller and then bring it in. So here are the snow globes, but you're seeing them side. Oh, jeez. You've got to be kidding me. Sorry. Bear with, bear with. All right, pictures. And then I wonder if I can edit the picture and rotate it. Okay, so there's that. No, it doesn't let me rotate it. Cancel. So I'm just going to show you what I got. And I'm not going to touch the edges of my page. And that is it sideways. So I'm currently, I wanted to do one with all the houses, and then I don't know which other ones I'm going to do. Probably I might do a robin, definitely the Christmas tree, maybe a couple presents. I think there's the word, yeah, the word joy is in here, and there's a reindeer. I'm not really big into snowmen, so I don't know that I'll stitch the snowmen. We'll see. We'll see what I get up to. Don't know that I'm going to do that this month, the month of April. It's not feeling it. And honestly, I don't want to take it with me on my trip because I'm only taking one bag that I'm checking for both Jimmy and me because I'm hoping, oh no, wait, that's shop talk. I'm not getting into that yet. But anyway, I'm only checking one bag and then for Jimmy and me for the 3 weeks. And then everything else is a carry-on. And so I got to be very judicious about what I bring. Okay, now my plans for my new start. I've got lots of them. So I think I need to pause for just a moment and organize myself because there's one pattern that I have not uploaded into Markup XP. So I got to get that pattern really quick. I got to find it that I'm planning on stitching. 1 minute. Okay. So if you remember from my Wipgo board, square 13 for me is a new start. I'm probably honestly going to have 3. I've pulled out 3 that I did. No, there's 4. It's okay. You don't have to see all 4. I'm just going to go with what I have here. I'm definitely starting for sure this free pattern from Owl Forest Embroidery. It is a windmill and it's got these Nordic kind of like almost, well, they're to me it looks very Nordic, but it also kind of looks like those, the Amish thing. I've lost it. Anyway, it's okay. But I'm going to stitch this for my sister Amy. But it's not going to be brown, and it's not going to be on cream. My sister Amy loves to collect transferware. She collects all of them. She collects the brown transferware, the blue transferware, the pink transferware. She loves it all. But I thought, in my family, we have a collection passed down from our grandparents of blue transferware things, and in particular from my grandma Melliman, windmills. For some reason, she collected windmills, and I collect windmills, and my sister Amy loves them. So does my sister Kelsey. So I'm even thinking of doing this for my sister Kelsey. So I might do this twice. So what I pulled was a 14 count white Ada. White Witchalt Ada. And it's just pure white. I can pull it out because I'm going to be stitching on it. I think I got this from a D-stash last year. I'm not really sure. But it's just white. And it's a pretty big piece. I can stitch this a couple times on here easily. I mean, that's even folded in half. I mean, it's big. And so I plan on stitching that as if it was blue transferware, but I'm having a hard time figuring out which blue I want to stitch. I can't decide if I want to go traditional or if I want to go totally off book. Now, if I was going to go traditional, I would probably choose this blue, which is still not necessarily traditional. This blue here is DMC 803. If I wanted to go a little darker with a little bit more teal in it, I might pick 3808. See, that looks very green on screen. In person, it looks more blue, but that might decide me right there. This doesn't look appropriate for my sister Amy. If I wanted to go a little bit more romantic, I might pick DMC 793. That's very soft. It's got a lot more gray in it. Or if, nope, I already know this is going to be a no. So I think I'm going to take out these two right off the bat and say it's probably between these two colors there. Whatever I choose, these are the only two skeins I have of these colors, so I'm going to need to purchase more. And whatever I choose is going to be the same one that I do for my sister Kelsey, and maybe even for myself. So I just got to figure it out which one I'm going to do. I don't know, but this is a definite start. I plan on having this or one other thing being my stitch that I'm doing while on the plane. I've got two different kinds of nerd hoops in here. My favorite, the tension circular ones, and then the normal ones there. I got this bag off of a seller on Whatnot, and it's so beautiful. This is something I have purchased this year. I did purchase this year. It's so stiff and awesome. It's quilted so beautifully. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. I love this bag so much. Okay, then the other two that I'm probably going to start is a kit that I have that's a counted cross stitch from Dream Pattern. This has no name, but I love ducks. I don't necessarily love them in real life because they're super messy, but I love ducks. This is a small stitch, actually. I don't know if the pattern tells me, but I mean, this is all the fabric that came with the pattern, with the kit. A lot of floss though. A lot of colors. Look at all those colors. And this is on 14 count Ada. So it does tell me that the finished size is 25 by 19 centimeters, but I don't think it tells me in stitch count. Oh, yes it does. 98 wide, 70 high. So this is a pretty small piece. So I'm not going to start this on the plane. This is not a plane start, but I was thinking one night or one day or maybe even while we're driving. I need to put this in a project bag. I'm going to start that. The other contender for the plane ride is this. I've been holding on to this stamped kit for quite a while. And I've just been wanting to start it for so long. So I think I know I'm going to start it while I'm gone. I was debating bringing my Christmas train or my European village, but they just seemed way too big to be lugging along with me this whole trip. And then I thought to myself, well, Emily, why don't you just stitch on one of your current kits, the stamped kits that you already have going? Well, because I really want to stitch this. That's the sum total of the reasoning behind it. So this is the finished piece, the finished size and piece. There is a lot of confetti stitching in this piece. Sorry, I'm trying to get something that, because I forgot to bring down. So you see all that confetti stitching everywhere? Lots and lots and lots of it. There is lots of floss in this, but I'm probably going to start with the sheep, because here's the two sheep down here at the bottom. There's their heads and their bodies and their little bum-bums. So I'm probably, in order to give myself some good momentum and drive, I'm probably going to start with the sheep. Who knows, though? I might just do my normal thing and start in the top left-hand corner. I don't know. But I believe this is going to be my plane and airport stitching. If I even get time for that, because, you know, I've never traveled with a 3-year-old. So I don't know. Oh, it's either that or I will work on my April house. This would be a lot easier to work on the plane, to be honest with you. So that might be it. But yeah, those are the two that I'm carrying onto the plane. Those are the two. And those are my plans for that. Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about is update on Kindred StitchFolk as far as opening a store and really getting going. I've decided that I've got some plans. One of the things is that I've decided is I don't think a mobile needle workshop is feasible for me because of my health. So I am switching to the idea of having a retail space. What that looks like so far, I'm not really sure. I have some ideas. But at the moment, all of those ideas kind of are too ethereal for me to talk on. But also one of the things that I thought I would do, so I really don't want to get a loan. Selling my supplies on Whatnot has not generated enough income for me to really start my needle workshop like I thought it would. So what I was thinking about doing, and this is still in the works, is creating a Patreon. And there's different there will be different tiers, just like Teresa Kogut does, and Heaven and Earth Designs, and all this different stuff. And these different tiers will give you access to different things. So I know what those different things are. I'm just going to wait until I get back from my trip before I announce what all of those things are. But this would be a way for you guys to join into the process, the creative process, the journey, but also, you know, the community. Because the Kindred StitchFolk, I don't want it to be just an Alaskan community. I want it to be a worldwide community. That's not to say that I want like worldwide domination. No, the community is the key. And so, where was I going with that? So there's going to be plenty of opportunities for you guys to very much be a part of this journey. So the first thing that I am going to post is that I'm going to start posting my story in short form format on Instagram and YouTube as YouTube Shorts. And so that while I'm gone, I'm just going to record and answer some questions. And if you guys have any questions about starting a needle workshop, which again, keep in mind that I haven't opened any doors yet. I've just been selling online so far. Let me know, and I will answer any questions in my little videos. And while I'm gone, and I will do my best. So be on the lookout for those reels and YouTube shorts. And I'm hoping that you guys will really enjoy them and feel the vision that I'm feeling and feel the desire to be a part of this journey with me and all of these other stitchers up here in rural Alaska. So, all right, my loved ones, that is it for this episode. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for being a part of my journey, for being my friend, for showing me so much compassion and grace and empathy and patience. Oh my gosh, the patience you got to show me. But I am so grateful for each and every one of you. And I want you to know that I greatly, greatly adore you. Even if we've never met or never spoken, that you take the time to come and be in my little corner of the interwebs and get to know me, and I want to get to know you, means a great deal to me. I'm going to try my hardest in the description to post all the places that you can find me, from Instagram to Facebook to even Whatnot, my Whatnot shows, which I'm going to be on vacation for 6 weeks, and so there's not any upcoming shows for that. But I have created quite a great... Oh, there's something I haven't shown you yet. I have created quite a good community from Whatnot shows. So much so that we are doing a knit along that I am woefully behind in. But we are doing the Hitu Futo cardigan, and we're meeting together on Discord every Thursday at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I will not be in it this week because that's a travel day for me. I think we're actually flying into our location like an hour after they start. But everyone is welcome to join. You do need to have an invitation to get into the Discord group. So if you want an invitation, just message me and I will send you an invitation. I didn't start the Discord group. I don't even know how to do it. But what I am stitching mine on is Madeline Tosh in the colorway Victorian Gothic. And if this is a single ply, and I will tell you that this pattern is very labor intensive to start. Once you get going, it'll be okay. But the cast on is a...
Why
do we have tears?
You need to lay down in mommy's bed.
You want me to come lay down in mommy's bed?
Okay.
Okay.
La, 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 la.
You need a diaper change, it smells like. It's okay, though.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Hugs.
Hmm.
Can you go see Daddy and ask him for diaper change?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, darling. You're such a good boy. But if you would like to join in to that stitch along, please do. That knit along, I should call it. So, it's in a very uninspiring bag. I just pulled out one of my REI camping bags because I thought to myself, what would be the easiest thing to bring with me on my trip? Right now, it's chock full of way too much crap, things that I do not need. I just was throwing everything in there, and I need to pare it down so that while I'm gone, I just have the essentials. Because this also probably weighs like 10 pounds right now. Like, what is down here that is so heavy? What is this thing? Oh, it's my entire crochet hook collection. See? I'm not going to need that. But anyway. So, please, if you would like to join us on Discord, come join us and stitch along with us. This pattern is only $2 on Ravelry. So, very affordable. Actually, I need to put that over here so I don't forget it. All right, my dear ones. Thank you so much for joining me today. And remember, stitch what you love and love what you stitch. Ta-ta for now.